one of our individuals in our group has as her goal. Let me find out what it says. It was to get on more stages and then have tricks and tips for communicating better. So I offered Angela to speak to us tonight. So she is now on stage, and we're going to give her 5 minutes and let her go at it. Angela, welcome to the stage.
Oh, thank you. I feel so honored. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story, and I want to share my story just to encourage and to just to offer a sense of hope and just to encourage people. So I'm actually gonna try to do this off the fly. I've been kind of telling my stories off the fly for kind of a while. So when I was young, I used to be a happy, healthy, and kind of a quote unquote a wild child. I had too much energy, and I would always wrestle with my older brother and try to beat him down and things like that. When I was, my family used to live in São Paulo, Brazil. And when I was 7 years old, I followed my older brother to a outdoor basketball court. And he was playing on one side of the court, and he had told me, to entertain myself or, just find something to do because he's going to go play basketball. I was his honoring little sister, even back then. So then I was trying to find a way to entertain myself, and I saw this towering basketball post in front of me. And I had a sudden curiosity that kicked in. I wanted to climb, and I wanted to see if I can quote unquote, conquer the basketball post. So I climbed to the top, one arm after another, and I reached all the way to the top with both my hands, and my hands slipped for a split second, and I fell onto the ground, and I landed on my head. Ooh. So I had a big concussion, and so my parents took me to the emergency room, and the doctors had told my parents that if I came 5 minutes later, I could have died because the blood inside my head was swelling uncontrollably. So I actually had to go to an 8-hour brain surgery, and I fell into a coma. And the doctors had told my parents that if I don't wake up within 2 weeks, I'm probably not going to wake up. So I had 2 weeks pretty much to live or die. And on the 15th day, I miraculously opened my eyes. And I could think and I could recognize my parents, but no words would come out of my mouth. And worse yet, my entire right side of my body was completely paralyzed from, all the way my right side. I couldn't move a single muscle. So I pretty much had to press a reset button at the age of 7. So I had to relearn how to walk, how to talk. I used to be right-handed. I had to learn how to become left-handed and try to accept the fact that I'm going to be a permanently disabled person, for the rest of my life. So I had learning challenges, and doctors, for some reason, were not very positive, in my healing journey. And they had told me that I'm not going to be able to do much. And to, not going to be able to be a functional member of society pretty much, and that parents would have to take care of me. But I think there was still that resilient spirit inside that I told myself that I'm not going to let my disability define me. So I, kind of went through and I graduated from college. I went to UCLA and got a degree in psychology. And after I graduated, I learned how to drive with one arm. Driving was one of my biggest dreams. Independence was a huge value of mine. So I learned how to drive. And I told my parents that I'm going to go out and live on my own. And my mom almost had a heart attack. She's like, you can't go out. You're going to starve to death. You don't even know how to cook an egg. But I did it anyways. And I learned how to cook with one arm. Cooking with one arm was a whole heck of a journey. Chopping vegetables for me is like the hardest thing in the world because I can't hold the vegetables still. So I had to find ways and find adaptive equipment. And that's when I learned that if there's a will, there's a way. And there's always a way. If our goal is big enough, we will find a way. And I had to feed myself, so then I did find a way. So then I went on to get married, I thought that I would never be able to find a person who would love a disabled person, but I did, fortunately. So I got married. My husband and I bought 2 houses, and now I started my own business last year to try to become a speaker, to share my story, but most importantly, to become a coach who can empower other people with disabilities living in that dark place. Because I've been there, I've been suicidal, depressed, all these things. And people live with a sense of hopelessness, that they are stuck in their body, they're stuck in their state, and they can't move past it. So I'm trying to be a living example for them, to let them know that if there is a way, there is a way. And if our mission, if our purpose is bigger than our fears, we're able to get past anything in life. So that's my biggest passion, to help people with, different, physical or mental, disabilities overcome and become who they're really meant to be in this world. So that's a little bit of my story.
All right. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Wow.
Woo-hoo.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
Man, good
All right.
job,
Wish you
Angela.
luck.
And